Hi, and welcome to our Opulent Freedom Lifestyle event. My name's Jana, and I'll be hosting the majority of the event tonight. We're super excited. We've got two girls launching their business tonight. We've got Kelly Gold, and we've got Charlotte also, when she jumps on, are both launching their business, so I can't wait to hear from them. And we've also got a few amazing stories from a few people too that are going to be jumping on at some stage too. So for me, I came across this amazing opportunity and program and product 21 months ago now, and I was literally working full-time, trading time for money. I eat super healthy, so I didn't think I really needed anything else into my nutrition or into my diet, but clearly I did. But I was researching something for my husband, and that was Juice Plus. I've been looking into that and a couple of other products to bridge a massive gap in his diet. He's a typical bloke in that he only eats meat and potato. So I was super worried about inflammation for him in the future. And for me, I was one of those, the opposite. We're chalk and cheese. I ate my 3 to 5 meals a day. I juiced a lot and I got all that in. But I just had gone back from maternity leave from my second baby on promotion from Department of Defence to Department of Human Services. Longer hours, more driving. My kids were in full-time care. I just wasn't taking care of my health as well as I needed to. So I needed to, find something else to really bridge that gap also. So I was working and not in my normal frame of mind, I guess, because I would never have looked at this opportunity on a normal basis. It was just a post on a mum's page, and it said it was health, it was wellness, work around your children. You just needed Wi-Fi. Super skeptic, and it all seemed too good to be true. But I was just in that mindset where all the walls were caving in on me. I didn't know how to do my new job. I didn't know how to absorb all that new training that I was doing. I didn't know how to be a mum. I didn't know how to do all these roles that I was doing. I was juggling too much, and I just felt like everything was going to fall over. So I thought, why not? I'm going to reach out to this girl that I've never met before. I'm going to ask her hundreds of questions. And I did ask her hundreds of questions because I have owned a traditional business as well. I had a restaurant for 3 years. I spent thousands of dollars on that, and a lot of time invested in that. Super stressful, ran myself into the ground again, and I wasn't going to go through that again. So she answered all my questions, built a relationship up with me, and asked me if I'd heard of Juice Plus or the Juicy Body Transformation. And I was super excited. I was quite pumped that it was Juice Plus because I had already been researching it. I didn't know a great deal about it, but I was already interested in it for my husband. I loved the research behind it. And I said, why not? Let's do it. Let's get me and him on it. Let's get the kids taken care of. And we'll do the business. If I get it cheaper, bonus. If I get it for free, awesome. If something else comes of it, well, that'll be super as well. Within 4 months, I was able to go part-time, reduce my hours, which was amazing. And then I realized that this could be something more. I couldn't be a stay-at-home mum and not provide an income. So that was definitely not on the cards for me. But the idea that I could actually, share this with so many more people, help them with their health, and help other people with this opportunity really got me excited. So I really, stopped treating it as a hobby as such and went, I've got to do this. No more excuses. This is my business. Let's do this. And within 10 months, I was able to resign. So now I've been a stay-at-home mum since January. Look, another whole role to learn because I hadn't been a stay-at-home mum before. I'd done maternity leave with each of my babies, but I'd never been a stay-at-home mum. And by then, I had a 3-year-old and a newborn. So it was, by the time I finished work, he was 11 months. He would have been, two and a bit. And so it was chaotic. And it was a little bit stressful as well, but it was so much more rewarding because I got to take him to kinder, pick him up from kinder. I got to spend time with the baby. I got to, have a relationship with my children. So many of us give up that relationship with our children because we think we're doing the right thing by going and earning a wage. And by that, we're able to say yes to more, but I was saying no to so much and I just didn't realize. So now I get to help so many other people do this opportunity or check it out and see what it can be for them. And that is so rewarding also. So Juice Plus, that's what it's all about. Okay. So Juice Plus, the company itself has been around for over 47 years. Okay. But the product, 27. So clearly they've dabbled in a few other things. But Juice Plus really was created to bridge the gap in your diet or to help increase an already healthy diet, basically. All right, it's not there to replace a healthy diet. It's not, take these capsules, don't eat, definitely eat. It is really just there to bridge the gap. And that makes sense, doesn't it? Because we're in such a busy lifestyle nowadays between work, hobbies, children. You can just about live on toast and coffee, just trying to keep up with your day-to-day things. Government states we should be having 3 to 5 serves daily, but science suggests more along the lines of 9 to 11 fruits and vegetables. And look, that can be done. And, I'm a massive juicer and my 3 to 5 meals are jam-packed with fruit and vegetables, but not every day is perfect. I can't do that every day. So I love our hero product. Fruits, vegetables, and berries in a capsules. No nasties, nothing else in there. Literally, 27 plus fruits, vegetables, and berries getting into my body every day. And that's before I've even started eating and preparing, which is pretty amazing. So, I love the fact that the label I can read and understand. I don't need a dictionary. I don't need 3, 4, university degrees to figure out what an apple, pineapple, peach, prune, orange, cranberry, papaya, beet, cherry, and date are. I know what they are. I can't get them into my diet each and every day, but I can with Juice Plus. I also love the fact that there's no warning label on there. It's just fruits, vegetables, and berries. Unless you're allergic to the apple or the pineapple, this is safe for anybody, even, the pregnant mamas, breastfeeding mamas. It's just whole foods. It just makes sense. The fruits and vegetables, I know have a lot of people query this. That was me, because I was only going to get it for Luke. He needed it. He wasn't eating it. I was eating it. Why did I need it? And it was just really to bridge that gap. But also what I was eating was so depleted. Fruits and vegetables that we get, we're literally getting them a week or 2 later most of the time from our supermarkets, because they've been picked, various sprays and chemicals put on them, then they've had that journey to our supermarkets. All right. Also, when they're picked well before their full cellular level. There's a couple of reasons behind that. One being obviously the supermarkets need all that fresh produce on their shelf ready to go, clearly. But number 2, they're picked in that shape because we like the taste of them in that shape and that color. All right. Doesn't mean they're at their full cellular level. Most of that nutritional value comes to the produce in that last 24 to 48 hours. So when we're eating our apple or our pear or things like that, it's still going to give us nutrients, but not to the highest cellular level. The produce that goes into our capsules is grown only for Juice Plus. So it gets to stay on the vine until it is at its highest cellular level. So it doesn't matter what color or shape it is, it's just at its highest nutritional value. From there, it's taken into our factories, which are co-located with our farms or within an hour's distance. So there's no need for any chemicals or waxes or anything, again, which is great. From there in the factories, they're washed and cleaned, and then they're popped onto our vats where they're slowly pulped and all that liquid, and coincidentally the sugar is removed. And then it's turned into our powder form through a cold press system. So it keeps all the live enzymes, phytonutrients, and micronutrients all intact. And then it's capsulated into our vegan vegetarian capsule. Then we swallow it. All right. And obviously nutrients, we all absorb it differently. So within 3 to 7 minutes, it gets into your body and it goes to work. And what I mean by that is inflammation is different in each and every one of us. So my results compared to you, compared to my husband, are going to be totally different. Inflammation shows up in skin, hair, nails, in our guts, joint inflammation. So, skin's major, psoriasis, eczema, acne, and it shows up on your skin. And that's because a lot of preservatives in the skin, oxidization in the skin, soil, air, all these different things that are going on in our lives. And it's chemical imbalance in our bodies. By putting, fruits, vegetables, and berries in there at that cellular level, we're seeing so many results. People are pooping better, more energy, sleeping better, just more energy because their organs are doing what they need to be doing at a much better level. So your body is functioning at a more opulent level, which is pretty cool. And obviously when you're flooding your body with such a high nutritional value or cellular level, like attracts like. It's the same as if you eat, I was just eating a bit of chocolate. That's why I'm looking over that way. If you're eating a lot of chocolate or salty chips or fried foods and things like that, like attracts like, you're just going to want more of that. So if you're filling yourself up with crap, you're probably going to then feel like crap. But by putting Juice Plus into your body on a daily basis, you start craving less of that and more of the good stuff. Okay, which is a great thing. And obviously when you start, wanting more of that, you then just need to know how to get more into your body, how to cook it, how to prepare it. And that's what we're also here for. All right, so that's our micronutrition, and it's had in our capsules, just in our trios there, fruits, vegetables and berries, we've had over 36 peer-reviewed studies done on it. Okay, that's amazing. Obviously, Juice Plus help fund those, but to get that gold label on them that they're peer-reviewed, that's unheard of, and that's amazing that they're available for us to read at any stage, whether you're a customer or a franchisee, and that's so good to have that support and to have that back here. But obviously, the product's been around for 27 years, and we've got over 27 years worth of results too, which is pretty cool. But we've got 3 ongoing studies at the moment, one here in Australia and New Zealand, which is the Kids Eat Free study. So when any adult takes our capsules, they get to sponsor a child for free for 4 years between the ages of 4 and 18. All right, so the older kids can have the fruit and vegetable capsules, or they can have it in a chew form. All right, so it's literally the same powder that goes into our capsules, but it's joined with an all-natural plant-based tapioca, okay? So they're just a yummy chew for the kids without that synthetic artificial sugars and all those sort of things in it that I previously was putting into my child's body. So it's giving them an extra variety of 17 fruits and vegetables every day. And kids are super fussy, so this is a huge relief for most parents because, one day they'll eat broccoli, the next day they'll be throwing it out of their bowl. One day they'll have tomato on their sandwich, the next day they won't like it. So knowing that they're getting Juice Plus into their bodies daily and they're growing little bodies and their crazy little minds is pretty cool and great for parents to know that that's happening. Some of the results already coming back. Again, kids are sleeping better, pooping better cognitive behavior. For my children, respiratory, gum health, and then craveability. To be able to get that sort of nutrients into your young child at an early age means that you're helping create that craveability at an early stage. So they're starting to look for things from the crisper or from the fruit bowl. And from, in your supermarket, got to be careful. The kids start, just picking up things and eating it. So you just got to watch that out because that's happened to me a few times. But definitely amazing results there. And it's great, when you're putting lunches into you're preparing kids' lunch boxes for school and they go to school. You don't know what they're eating. They switch stuff out with their friends and teachers and whatever. And so knowing that they're getting Juice Plus into there is pretty awesome also. So that's your micronutrients, your oil in the engine, getting everything running smoothly. So then you've got to fuel it, okay? So we've got this to help assist that, which is our macro powder, all right? Our complete powders come in chocolate and vanilla, 2 yummy flavors. These make any green smoothie taste good, okay? They've got over 30 plant-based ingredients in there from superfoods and other plants, and a little bit of natural sugar from stevia and sugarcane, all right? Only equivalent to a banana. But, again, for the fussy eaters, a chocolate milkshake or a vanilla milkshake, add some frozen berries, oats, stevia, whatever you've got in there. Not stevia, I'm thinking acai. And this is a great breakfast on the go. It's a great sugar fix in the afternoon or for the kids after school. It's great for before and after workouts. It's just beautiful proteins, complex carbohydrates, fiber. It's got vitamin B in there, complex vitamin B niacin, which is a beautiful mood balancer, so that helps with anxiety and depression, and vitamin D, which is a hard resource, especially when you're pregnant. So it's got beautiful things in there from, broccoli, alfalfa sprouts, radish sprouts, quinoa, millet, ancient grains, chickpea, pomegranate, mushroom, pumpkin, all these beautiful things jam-packed into a smoothie, and you can just keep it in your bag and just flick one out whenever you need to, which is great. Or you can have it, like I said, prepared with some amazing things from home. So that's our yummy complete powder, and we've actually got some recipes to go with that as well, which I'll go to in a minute. And obviously Juice Plus got to that stage where they felt that we were just still missing one dietary requirement in our day-to-day basis, and omega-3s aren't something that we can generate in our own bodies, so we need to get that in there. So they've come up with a beautiful plant-based omega, and they've skipped the fish. So they've gone straight to the algae, and they've added also beautiful things from pomegranate, sea buckthorn, raspberry seed oil, tomato seed oil, and safflower. All right, so these is all amazing things in there that are going to help with your brain function, eyes, and again, joint inflammation. So I love that it's another beautiful colour. So we've got that beautiful set now with our micronutrition and our omega, and then we've got our complete powders to really complete that whole transition. I guess, you know, like I said, it's an amazing product, and when you do start flooding your body, you're going to get different results. You might have a little bit of detox, but you also need to eat. And I guess for a lot of people, when they're making this dietary change, they just don't know how to do that. They don't know how to meal plan. They don't know how to prepare meals, cook meals, put things together so they taste okay. We're really lucky that we're a part of an amazing team, and we've got a group of people that created what we call the Juicy Body Transformation. So it's headed by the wonderful Kira Westwick. She's a nutritionist, a mother of two, and she's an absolute foodie. So everything that we're normally wanting and craving, she's gone about teaching us how to do it the healthy way. All right, so we've got what we call the Juicy Body Transformation. It's all online. We've got over 7 ebooks. Every person that has a go with Juice Plus and hopefully stays on Juice Plus, but they get to be a part of the program for life. All right, it's for free. We're constantly adding more and more value. There's over 400 recipes in the program, another 700 odd in our private group. We've got a cleanse, a gourmet cleanse, a detox. We've got something for the thermos. We've got something for the boys, something for the kids. And it's all about getting the family really into the kitchen and helping people understand the benefits of the rainbow effect, getting all those beautiful colours on the plate and creating yummy meals. And without having you have to stay in the kitchen for hours to prepare it. So they're really easy instructions, and it's just a really great way to set you up for life, because we're not about calorie counting. We're deprivation free. So we're not going to be a quick fix with anything. It's really about setting you up for great health, and for, you know, going into the future. So that's literally our program and our product in a nutshell. I'm just going to find a couple of girls or boys or whoever's on tonight to see if they can share before we hear from our girls that are launching. So actually, Catherine, I'll just wait for her to hear me and hopefully switch her camera back on. I might get you to do product share, sorry. So how did Juice Plus come into your life? What results have you had, and why do you love sharing it?
Thank you, John, for this on the spot. Juice Plus came into my life when my baby was, I think he was about 4 months old. And I was very sleep deprived. He was my youngest, so I had 3 under 3.5 at the time. And I was actually having to have naps every day, like it was crazy. I would put a movie on for my 2 older ones and hope that they would give me 15 minutes sleep. And so I just was looking for something that was natural and that I could, as I was breastfeeding, so something natural that would actually help me. And then I was actually diagnosed with postnatal depression. So my doctor was wanting to put me on to medication because I'd only actually started on the berries. And I thought, well, why not? I was going to spend hundreds of dollars on antidepressants. So I thought I would give these a go first, and I went on to the trio and then the shakes. And within the first 6 weeks, I was actually able to lose 17 centimeters off my body, which was insane. I wasn't exercising. I was running around after my kids and stuff, but I was actually just following the program like that Jana just spoke about, the JBT, and just changing what we were eating. And it wasn't even sort of like a massive change. It was just one simple change, like a different meal or something, just teaching me how to cook different things. And it was quick and easy. So I really loved that. And yeah, so I was able to lose weight with that, which was amazing because I was struggling to lose my baby weight. And then I also put my kids on the chews. And my kids had always been sick, especially with daycare and things like that. And it's actually been the last probably 12 months. So we're probably about 4 or 5 months in, they actually stopped getting sick, which I was amazed at. And then my youngest started daycare this year, and he's actually been my healthiest child, which I can only put it down to the chews. Like, he started on them at 11 months, but then started in daycare at I think about 16 months. And he might get a little bit of a runny nose, but he hasn't been sick all year. We got through this winter with none of them being sick, which was amazing. So just for that, I will stay on the product for life. It's helped so much. yeah, that's my
Yeah.
story.
I love your results, because your results are really what brought you into the business too. So thanks so much for sharing, Catherine. And also Casey's going to share. I'll just wait for her to flick her camera back on as well. She's had amazing results on this journey as well. So we'll hopefully she can hear me, and she's coming. She's watching the dishes. There she is. So Casey, how did Juice Plus come into your life? What results have you had, and why do you love sharing it?
Hi. Okay, sorry, I was literally halfway through washing the dishes. So, Juice Plus came into my life probably about 18 months ago, and it was because I was exhausted. So that was why I started on the product. I saw a friend posting a lot about having a lot of energy and, sleeping so much better and running around after her kids. And I, at the time, was working in Papua New Guinea and had absolutely no control over my diet whatsoever. There were no shops, no restaurants, no anything. And I literally had to eat what was given to me where I was working. And that food was just absolutely terrible. It was imported from Australia, even though there was the most amazing resources in Papua New Guinea. They would import products from Australia on a ship, not even fly them in. And then they would sit out in harbour and get quarantined and then sprayed with more pesticides and then brought into Papua New Guinea. So the food I had was absolutely atrocious. It had no nutrients in it whatsoever, and I was working 12-hour days. And as you can imagine, the heat in Papua New Guinea, it really sucked the energy out of you. So you needed to replenish that, and I wasn't doing that. So I went on to the Trio capsules straight up, because for me it was a no-brainer. I've got a nutrition background and it just made sense to me. So I went straight onto the Trios, and I also ordered some shakes as well. I wasn't expecting much other than energy, to be honest. And I got a whole lot more than I bargained for. Firstly, my energy improved immediately. I went from 6 coffees and a packet of lollies a day down to 0 coffees and 0 lollies, which was incredible. I also slept like a dead person, and I've suffered insomnia for 13 years. So for me to actually sleep a full night's sleep was mind-blowing. It literally was mind-blowing. So for me, I was sold. That was me on the products for the rest of my life, purely based on more energy and sleeping every night. It was incredible. I also have something called psoriatic spondyloarthritis, which is basically psoriasis and arthritis. Not for a second did I think Juice Plus would help that in any way. And I was actually taking fish oil, and I was on methotrexate, which was, it is a chemotherapy drug. I stopped taking methotrexate prior to starting Juice Plus, and it was just fish oil. And every single trip to the rheumatologist, which is an arthritis specialist, they said to me, you have to take methotrexate again. If you don't take methotrexate, you are going to do permanent damage to your joints and you will be a cripple. And I was crippled when I was 20. Nurses were washing my whole body, and I was covered head to toe in psoriasis. So I refused every single trip to the rheumatologist for about 2 years. I refused to take methotrexate again. And I walked in to have my review about 4 months, I think, after taking Juice Plus. And the specialist, he reviewed me and he checked my mobility and my joints, etc., my bloods. And he said, I am just so glad you took methotrexate again. And I said, what? What are you talking about? And he said, well, I've never seen you in better shape. And I just laughed at him and I was like, I'm taking Juice Plus. That was the only thing that I could put it down to that had changed in my life. There was no other changes other than the fact that I was taking Juice Plus. So for me, I went on it for a little bit more energy, and I now have just got like a world of difference in my life. So I'll never, ever stop taking it. Thanks, Jana.
No, thank you. I haven't heard it for a while, but I do love your story. Thanks so much for sharing.
Okay.
So you can see there's a couple of two very different stories, and like I said, you just don't know until you get, like, I've got goosebumps now when you hear those stories. You know, we've had just one customer that's just lost so much weight just recently, and we're not a weight loss program or product or anything like that, but you know, she's just got the energy, so she's out walking, she's got that craveability, so she's creating these beautiful recipes and cooking for her family. You know, she was a single mum and, you know, trying to get all that good stuff into her family. She was, you know, she was cooking for convenience around working and children, but now, you know, they're on this other beautiful path, I guess. And, you know, joint inflammation, for me, it was a sciatic nerve. So you really just don't know until you get it into your bodies. It's just an amazing product, and we love sharing it. So I'm just going to touch a little bit on some of the bits that people do get a little bit worried about when they do check out the opportunity, and that was definitely not necessarily me, but some of my friends and family that were a bit concerned. And, you know, definitely before my time anyway, so I didn't really understand their concern. But obviously with the pyramid sort of structure or schemes in the past, about how that really works. And I really think where I was in traditional business, in my government job, is really more of a pyramid structure than what I'm doing now. And what I mean is, if you think of Coles or Safeway, all right, they've all got their CEO. There's only one of those. All right, they've got their different promotional levels, board of directors, state managers, area managers, site managers, area or section managers within the store. And then you've got the beautiful checkout chicks, boys and girls, down here that you get to see each week every time you go in there. All right, these guys could have been here 1, 10, 20, 30 odd years. They might be happy sitting there. All right, some of them might have, you know, a bit of career, you know, want to create a little bit more in their life, a little bit more money, and they might go for some in the middle range, you know, upskill themselves, work, elbow kick, make sure that they're, you know, looking like the stronger person to win those positions. The chances of them ever winning the big role, the CEO role, slim to none. There are thousands of these people around in our supermarkets. You know, that's not the same with all big companies and whatever, but in this case, definitely, you know, the chances of anyone getting to CEO from starting from the scratch, from being a checkout boy or girl, are slim to none. This normally comes from external. They've already had experience in a smaller company and then they built their way up to being the CEO of a bigger company. So the chances of these guys ever getting to that are absolutely slim to none. Even for me, going from the Defence to Department of Human Services, coming into this middle section, yeah, the money was great, but I had more travelling. I had longer work hours. I was taking work home with me. Super stressful environment. I was responsible for a team of people. I was on call all the time. So there was no work-life balance. All right. And these guys here as well, we're seeing less of these now because they're getting replaced by these. We can shop so much online, or, you know, or we can put these through, you know, those few items that we forget, go through and put them through ourselves on those electronic tellers now. So these guys are actually being told that they need to look at another job elsewhere, look at another store, or they need to upskill themselves to go for some of these middle range positions, or they're going to be doing our shopping for us and delivering it. So it's really, you know, sort of a cutthroat industry when you look at traditional business and how it is. But I know for me, before I left in the Defence, I was sitting there for 4 years on higher duties. And because it just kept changing all the time with government freezes and standards and whatever, I didn't get to win it. I had to leave my agency and go to another one to get that promotion. All right. But with Juice Plus, we have, you know, a triangle of some sort, or it could be even a rectangle. Depends how you really draw it. We have a top position NMD. We come in as a virtual franchise. Here in Australia, we pay a one-off yearly fee of $165 to have our business. That's crazy. I paid, you know, 30-odd thousand for my restaurant. All right. And then I had ongoing weekly costs, monthly costs, yearly costs to have that business and keep it running. I pay $165 to have mine. And all I do is share it on events like this and on social media and with friends and family. I don't push it on people. I just share my journey. And I refer it more or less, and I get paid to do so. We've got promotion levels, sure, but when we come in as a virtual franchise, somebody sponsors us and they look after us. They link arms with us and they help us work to each promotion level without giving us too much information and getting overwhelmed either. So if this CEO had been watching what I've been doing for the last 21 months and he wanted a bit more of my lifestyle, a bit more freedom and a little bit more fun, say yes to more and not so much office hours and doing what you're told, take holidays when you're told, he could come up. He's not going to get to jump straight up to here because that's what he's equivalent to, and that's, the normal tradition is you go from one CEO position to another CEO position. We all start as a virtual franchise, whether we're a doctor, a scientist, a teacher, a fireman, whatever. We all start as a virtual franchisee. We link arms with them and we help them get to these positions. If we don't, we stay in that same position. We don't grow unless we help, our new team grow that way. And when we all come in, we all get that chance to get to NMD. There isn't one person sitting pretty in this business just sitting back reaping the reward. You can do this as slowly or as quickly as you like. And, there's someone benefiting from you 5 levels above you and you're benefiting from 5 levels deep. It is really an amazing business plan, and just one that's really easy to work with and really to share. That was the other thing the one thing that I was concerned about is because I wasn't using social media a great deal coming from the defence and with the clearance I had to coming over to Department of Human Services and then being able to use it. I just didn't think I knew enough people. And how was I going to share this? How was I going to make this business profitable? How was I going to cover my order and things like that? But Lauren, the girl that I had only just met, showed me how to share it with a few beautiful people in my life, friends, family, and social media. And then what happened is I had a few people that came to me wanting a little bit more. All right. So they either loved the product, they wanted to get their own profit back on it. They loved the product, they wanted to share it with lots of people. They wanted to pay off their credit card. They wanted a holiday, or they wanted to create the vehicle to change their lives. For Lindsay, a bit of FOMO. She jumped on board, my best friend. Catherine, who we heard from earlier, amazing results. People just wanted to know how she did it. And I said, I can respond to those for you, but why don't you do it? You get the product a bit cheaper. You create a bit of fun, finance. She was at home with 3 kids and contemplating going back to work herself. So now she gets to stay at home. Steph just loved the product and program and wanted to share it with everybody. I showed these girls exactly what Lauren had showed me. Share it with a few friends, family, social media, and the same thing happened to them. They had people wanting more, wanting to know more. How do you do that? How do you get to take holidays when you want? How is it that you get to work from home? How can I do that? Is it something I could do? And they, literally teach. These girls then went and showed these new people what to do. Catherine went and showed Michelle. Michelle went and showed Adam. Adam went and showed Zoe. Lindsay went and showed Melody. Melody went and showed it with Elsa and Josie. And I also went and shared it with Philly. All right, but it just keeps going. It just keeps going, spiraling out like this, all organic, no pressure. And all I knew at the start was my first few customers, Lindsay, Catherine, and Steph. The chances of me ever meeting Zoe or Adam or Elsa or Joe, any of these people, slim to none. All right. But, now that I introduce it to those first few people in the beginning, they're all teachable, they're all driven, and they've created their own little teams and success also, which is pretty amazing. So that's just a little bit that we just like to touch on and go over, just so you've got it out of your mind a little bit. So now it's the exciting time when we get to hear from our 2 launchees. So I'm going to grab Kelly first. So Kelly, how did Juice Plus come into your life? What results have you had so far? And why did the business make sense to you?
I'm a single mum, 3 kids, actually 2 with on the ASD spectrum. I've heard through a friend of mine, she was losing a massive amount of weight, and she bragged about how much energy she had, and I craved that. As I've got onto it and everything, I've felt really good, especially my stomach. Like, it felt like a soda pop in there, to be plainly honest. But now it feels really nice and settled. My son, he was told to lose weight from his doctor and everything like that, and he's lost weight. He's losing weight still. He was low on energy, and he used to slump on the lounge and stuff. Now he's just bouncing around all the time, which is great. And my daughter, well, she was complaining about stomach cramps all the time, and she was constipated. Now, don't hear about it anymore, which is great. And yeah, I joined the business because I wanted extra money to help pay for product and stuff, and I wanted to help people, better their lives and get more energy as well. Because I know a few people that have bowel problems and stuff, and I think it'd be great for them. So yeah. Did everyone hear me? What happened?
You're on mute, Jana.
I am too. I love talking to myself because I can't hear anybody else, so I just chat away until someone points it out. Well done, Kelly. Thank you so much for sharing. All right, and I'm just going to grab Charlotte and Levi's there tonight also. So, guys, how did Juice Plus come into your life? What results are you looking forward to? And I know you've already had some because you've been on and off the product. And why did the business make sense to you?
Hey everyone, so Juice Plus came into our life because Jana is my cousin and she was sharing it on her Facebook and it sparked my interest because we're vegetarian and I could see that they were a whole food product. There was lots of fruit and veg in there and I thought, oh, that sounds interesting and I wonder, what the benefits of that would be. So we started a while ago and then I had to stop ordering the product for financial reasons and now we're back on it again. It's only been a few weeks and 6 weeks and we're already feeling the benefits.
Yeah, I've got more energy than I've ever had. I feel like a kid. I feel like, when we're so young, we only need a little bit of energy, a little bit of vegetables to keep us going. And, they're just infinite amounts of spring in their step. And when we get older, we're still eating the same amount of fruit and veg and expecting the same results. It's almost hard to put into words at how much more energy I feel like I have. Like I don't feel tired as much. Even if I do, it's not like as tired as I should feel. I felt like I was getting sick the other day and then it just disappeared. I was like, okay, I'm going to be not sick this year. That's good. And the business, I've always liked, I've been in customer service for several years now. And I think that part of my job has always been more about helping people as opposed to selling to people. And if we've got a good product, which we do, the more people that can know about it, the better. And it's just about sharing that experience that you've had with, your own experience and with everyone else. So I'm happy to do that. And if, you can help other people do that too, then, and being at home with the kids, like I've had a month off with having this little guy. And going back to work next week's probably going to be a pretty big culture shock. Waking up at 6:30, leaving at 7, getting home at like 6 to 7 o'clock, and really only putting your daughter to bed, and that's it. And then maybe getting weekends because you're sometimes working weekends, or you've got like I work on the council as well, so I've got all that stuff, and just you're juggling 4 or 5 different things, and the things that are important just. Or they're there already, so I'll push them to the side, or and I'm basically sick of doing that. So, but I started the JBT shred today, so took my newspaper photos and going to start working out and eating a bit more consciously. I probably ate a bit too much for dinner today. It was gravy, so I like gravy. I did 50 push-ups, 100 crunches, 100 squats, and almost 10 Ks in like brisk walking or running. So hopefully I can do that every day or every second day. No, every day. And then I come out, real tank. So we're all good. And yeah.
I reckon you're going to be sore tomorrow, buddy.
Yeah, I'm already feeling it.
Awesome. Well done, guys. And look, for me, being able to share it with family, like, you know, me and Charlotte probably haven't seen, oh no, I think I saw Charlotte just before I had Jacob. So I saw Charlotte 5 years ago. So now being able to do the business with her and meeting Levi online has been pretty awesome. And we get to see each other's kids that way. But obviously the business is going to give us more avenues to see each other in person, to see each other and be more communicative. So it's an amazing thing, you know, and how you be able to utilize the business. But 8-week shred finishes today. So if anybody's on tonight and they're interested in the product and want to go in that competition, as well as, you know, have a kickstart in their diet, tonight is the final night to jump on. So I'm just going to go into the other, you know, fun part after hearing from our amazing launchees is how we get paid. You know, we're really lucky here in Australia and New Zealand with our business plan, but we can share in over 29 countries. So make, you know, friends and families overseas, or make new friends while traveling, all these really cool ways. So I love that. Yeah, I just love our business plan. The other ones are a little bit more technical, but I do like ours. So we get paid 3 ways. Retail profit is one, and commission being the second. These build up what we call the residual income. All right, your beach money. All right, so that slowly builds up in the background, and that's amazing as that slowly builds, and then you realize you can take a month off and that's still there clicking away, which is great. So just like Levi was saying, you know, the fact that you got to take holidays, you might have to work weekends, and there's no more asking your boss this, you know, if you build it up to a certain level. I definitely only have to tell one boss, and that's really me, unless you count my kids because they think they're the boss. But we've got these amazing bonuses as well. All right, these bonuses are there literally to help you grow your business wide and big and quickly at the beginning. They're just an incentive, but they're an amazing incentive, so you can understand the money that's sort of on the table ready for you when you get to some of the higher levels. So you come in as a virtual franchise. We help you get to DVF as quickly as possible, hopefully within the first 10 days of starting the business. That sets you up with, you know, getting your product a lot cheaper, or, you know, getting it for free even. But then the next one is what we call SDVF. All right, this is the first big bonus that's on the table, and it's $400. All right, by then you probably introduce the business to 1 or 2 people, and your goal is to help them get to DVF and stay hot on your heels to get SDVF as well, because you've got your $400 bonus there by getting that. But by you helping them get to SDVF, you get a teacher bonus of $400. Okay, so which is amazing, because here in Australia and New Zealand, it's a teach-to-teach business, and this is an amazing part of our payment plan, which I really love. Next one is SC, Sales Coordinator. Take no notice of the names. They really don't mean a great deal. By then, you probably share the business with 5 to 8 people, and that's a $600 bonus for you and a $600 bonus for your teacher. All right, don't forget, you two are becoming the teacher. All right, so you want to help these SDVFs and DVFs follow hot on your heels, and you get these teacher bonuses also. You'll just get these each time once. All right, but the teacher bonuses you'll get over and over and over again as you share the opportunity. Senior Sales Coordinator is a $1,200 bonus for you and a $1,200 bonus for your teacher. All right, by then you probably shared your business with about 8 to 10 people, and you really start taking a shift in your business here, where you do your work, where you spend your time, and you're really focusing on becoming a servant leader. All right, and this is when we get to hear from Lindsay, who is definitely a servant leader. And I love hearing her story and anyone else's. So I'll just spotlight Lindsay. So how did Juice Plus come into your life? What exciting things have happened to you so far, and what are you looking forward to in the future?
Sure, no worries. So Jana is the theme of the night tonight. Jana is also the person who introduced me to the business, because she's a very dear friend of mine. And, you know, I wasn't looking for anything, to be honest. I wasn't looking for a business. I wasn't looking for a product. But I guess a little bit of FOMO struck for me. And when I saw her posting on Facebook about, you know, the energy that she was feeling being a mama of 2 young kids, and knowing that they weren't great sleepers, that really resonated with me, because I was on maternity leave with my bubba, who was only about 6 months at the time, and was in desperate need of energy. So that's really, you know, why I got interested. And when she told me that by getting this product, which completely made sense to me, and I thought, you know, what have I got to lose? It can only do me good. But when she said if I joined the business, I could get it free or at least cheaper, I thought, well, why not? And so that's why I joined the business. No other reason, to be honest. But then, you know, that was February of last year. In June, I went back to work full-time, moved interstate. And I guess life just slapped me in the face. You know, I put my daughter into full-time care, and that was quite difficult because she didn't cope with being separated from me. And I guess a whole lot of memories just came flooding back for me with my son. Hey, Dad. Can you hear the television? Is it really loud? No, cool. So a whole lot of memories came flooding back to me because my son is 14 and I joined the Navy when he was quite young, and I missed a lot of him growing up. And just to sort of bring that to highlight what that is, you know, I actually missed 12 of his 14 birthdays. And I hate admitting that, but it actually just, it really shows you the turmoil I guess I was going through within when I put my daughter into care and realized that I was going to do exactly the same thing with her. And it's different when you know what you're in for, you know. So it really scared me. And, you know, it scared me to know that that was going to be my future, and that was acceptable, that was normal, you know, like that was normal and expected to go to work every day, put my daughter into care, let someone else have all those amazing moments. And like, that's what we all are taught to do and believe and think that we should, you know, are doing the right thing that way. And it's not that it's the wrong thing. It's just that it's not the only way. So, you know, I reached back out to Jana and I said, look, I am loving this product. I'm loving that I've never paid for it because I've been able to share it with enough friends and family, but I want more. I need more from it. And I don't want to miss out anymore with my kids. So we went to work, you know, and I really started sharing it with other like-minded people who were looking for more also. And by linking arms with all these amazing people and letting Jana teach me how to do the business, I was able to make the coolest decision this year in April when I went on maternity leave with my third child. And that is that I'm not going back to work next year. So I'll be finishing up 12 years in the Navy, and I've had an amazing career. You know, I met my husband in it, so I don't regret it at all. But it's time for a new chapter for me. And now what I'm excited about is being able to be that present mama, you know, that I always dreamt of being with my kids, and I get to spend every day with them and earn an income with them, you know, crawling between my feet and, you know, dribbling on my shoulder and whatnot. And I love that. And I love being able to share that with other people and inspiring them that they can do the same thing or create whatever success that they want. You know, some people that I'm working with, they just want a Christmas fund, or they just want to be able to pay their grocery bill or pay their credit card off or whatever. But other people are like me and they want a new job. They want a job that can keep them at home or keep them traveling the world. And I love being able to work with them to create that. It's such a rewarding process to do, and I just love it. So thanks for letting me share tonight, Jana.
Thank you. So, you know, Lindsay, I guess a little bit along the lines as me too, she's been able to create something amazing and stay home with their children. It doesn't have to be that for everybody. Like I said, it could just be a travel fund. It could just pay off your credit cards, or just, you know, give you that extra pocket money to look after your house, but also have a dinner out once a week or once a month or twice a month or whatever, or to, you know, pay for your kids' school uniform or your kids' school fees. You know, double up, have a double income there for a little while until you are, you know, pay your mortgage off sooner. It's really different for everybody. And I just love that because there's no pressure in our business. You can come in and go in as slow as you want or as quickly as you want. The next one is Q&MD. That's where I'm at, and that's a $1,500 bonus for me, and a $1,500 bonus for my teacher. All right, and then the biggest one, which is NMD, which we talked about on the board earlier. And by then, you get a $3,000 bonus, only you, because by then your teacher's earning plenty of money and they don't need it. But you're on $80,000 to $120,000 a year. All right, depending on how your business is growing and, you know, how many people you've shared it with, how many people they've shared it with. Yeah, and it's an amazing thing to be able to do, you know, absolutely on your terms. I've just been away for the weekend, unplugged, and gone and had some special time with my husband. And I know that the business just keeps clicking over while I'm stepping away, whether I'm away for a weekend or I'm away for a week or a month. I still have this beautiful business, and I love the fact that it's so community-based. You make some beautiful relationships up. It allows you to grow as a person individually with self-development. There was no way I ever thought I'd be doing events like this when I first said yes to the business. And then the community that support you and uplift you all the time to create and help you, create that success that you want to create. So honestly, people come in for totally different reasons. And if you're watching this recording or you've been invited to watch tonight, thank you so much for taking that time to do so. If we didn't answer all your questions, please reach out to whoever invited you, and get those questions answered. For those of you that shared tonight, thank you so much for sharing. For the two beautiful people for launching, Callie, Charlotte and Levi, please give yourself a pat on the back, because jumping on and doing this is quite daunting, and you guys both did an amazing job. So thank you everyone for jumping on and watching tonight, and hopefully we see you all soon. So thanks and good night.